Hey guys, what's up? Heckman2 here with another Reflex custom track review. Today I'm bringing you Lynn Valley version 2 made by C4 Detonator, and this is the second version of the track, hence the name. And there's some really neat changes to it. The height map itself is pretty similar. He made it not as rough though, a little bit smoother, so that's the only main change to the height map. But yeah, one thing that he had was Dark Slides made a spline. He made a bump map for him, which really makes those textures stand out good. And he also has a different Chrome map, whatever it's called. And that really makes the textures a lot better. So the textures are the main upgrade for me in this point. And I think he also made this quad a little bit harder, added some ruts there, but it is very possible to clear it. You kind of have to whip glitch though to make that. And then rail this, and a little bit changes through the height map back here. This triple's a lot harder. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. So he also added a little double right here. Here I am saying he didn't make many changes to the height map, and I keep on pointing out more changes. So coming into very wet and cool like roller section through here. Pretty slippery. Then get on the table, off the table. If you want to guys want to take a look at the original Lynn Valley track, I'll have a link in the description for that. And then double into the corner, jump off the track. And originally he released this track just as a free ride. And so many people, myself included, wanted him to make it raceable because there's no reason not to make it raceable. And so he made it raceable, but the splines are not the best. There's quite a few spots where you can cut, and he even told me that you can probably cut because he didn't put much time in the splines, which I think is becoming kind of a fact of C4's tracks. Is his splines aren't really all that great, which I really think he should spend more time on those. Everything else is absolutely amazing, but it seems like him and other people around are just not doing the splines well. So I hope that he does it better in the future for future tracks. But yeah, splines not too well done here, even though he did do them pretty fast though. But in order to do splines, you have to take your time, and really make minor adjustments can make a big difference in the track. And I've been talking about splines in quite a few reviews lately, it feels like anyway. So it's very important. Oh my gosh, very important to get the splines right. You can see it just reset me all the way at the end of the rhythm here. So I really wish that he would spend more time on the splines. But enough about the splines, unless I find a cut line. So anyway, let's go ahead and rail this nice quad, and then you could like do a triple wheel tap into the corner. I really like that. I remember on his original track he said lap times were around like 220 or something. So I would have like really quick times around 220, and then decent times around 230. So I assume that it might be a little bit quicker on this version because the roughness is a little bit different, not nearly as rough. Oh gosh. But I haven't really put down a heater yet. Haven't really been able to put down a heater. The track is quite technical. Whoops, there's a tire there. Alright, so one thing that I kind of like doing is with nationals is really leaning back in the corners, because that really allows you to carry more momentum through the corner, and allows you to be faster, is leaning back a lot. So especially through some of these corners, just to lean back through the entire thing, but you do run the risk of sliding out that way, but I don't really care. It's worth the risk. And these whoop sections usually can really kick you if you're not on your game, and it can be kind of difficult. That inside's pretty cool. I think his insides though, I think you should bump the insides out a little bit farther to the outside, just to make them a little bit easier to grab and make it so we have some better racing, but still really nice inside lines by him. Like you can see the insides all the way at the inside of the corner. I wish it would be a little bit farther outside, so it would be a little bit easier to grab. Oh gosh. I like how in between the jumps you kind of like made it grassy, because it's not normally where you would ride, so good job with that. And I think we're only going to do 3 laps here on the track, because our first lap didn't, well, never mind, I'm just thinking to myself. But for this triple, you really still have got to go to the outside to hit it cleanly. The inside you just don't really carry enough momentum to. Oh gosh. Alright, so let's go ahead and rail this, and you can, I didn't even hit the quad ring. But if you quad that, you can then just basically jump almost all the way into the corner, and it's pretty sick. Wheel tap if you can, and you might be able to triple into the corner if you hit it right. It's kind of difficult. I really dig the rhythm sections and everything that he puts together. One thing I've noticed with C4 is he takes jumps from other parts of his tracks and puts them together. I really wish that he would make custom jumps every time, which I know he does, but I'm not a fan of reusing jumps on track after track. Just not my preference. So I'm going to go ahead and do our last lap here in first person. Still have not landed this thing cleanly. There we go. Nice and clean in first person here. As you can see, we didn't get reset or barely any cut time for being off the track that long. So inside, and then go ahead and grab this inside as well. And tough to get over that double, but still can do it. So I really like this track. It's a very, very well done track, and one of the best from C4 Detonator now that he's updated it. It would be the best if he did the splines correctly, but yeah, that's one of the things, along with his long rhythm track. If he would have done the splines well on that thing would have been absolutely fantastic, which it is already, but it would be better. So these rocks over these jumps right here, that's what those are. They can catch you off guard, especially if you crash through here, which I've done a couple times. So it can be kind of a pain. You got to pick and choose your way through there. And a loud vehicle just is driving past my house, so apologize if you heard that. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. Alright, triple. If you jump to this inside, there's no real line there to hit for the inside, so oh my gosh. I was thinking there's no way I was going to get through this without crashing. Alright, down we go. Get on those tables. Tables are really well done. Big old whip over that. Such a fun jump. I made the mistake of jumping to the inside there, so we weren't able to make that triple. Weren't able to make that triple either. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I ain't making the quad, so you just kind of want to get on this last table if you don't make the quad and jump into the corner. There you go, triple. Almost tripling into the corner. I think it'd be a lot easier from third person. Quad, man. I always feel like it's harder to hit jumps in first person. So that is going to do it for the review. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure to go download the track, give it a look, give C4 some love so he can be motivated to make more tracks. So we're going to go ahead and throw a huge whip over this quad, and then I am going to go ahead and say goodbye to you guys. So hope you enjoyed. Peace out.